What's up, everybody? This is Casey Washak with the Rolling for Revenue podcast, your Jiu Jitsu business podcast. Guys, if you are looking to level up your school, have a greater impact in your area, or design a business that fits the lifestyle you want to have, then this is the podcast for you. All right, guys, before I get started, shameless plug, the Rolling for Revenue book. Guys, go to rollingforrevenue.com. Just pay for the shipping. I'll send you the book for free. But in this, guys, it's all the things that I've learned from being a gym owner for over 20 years. And this is exactly what I would do if I was to start over today. So go to rollingforrevenue.com. Buy the book. You won't be sorry. Let's get going. All right, guys. So today, what I want to talk about is something that doesn't get talked about a lot. And if I'm being honest, this is probably one of the biggest reasons jiu-jitsu gyms feel stuck, especially financially. So if you're running a gym right now, most of us are charging one flat monthly rate. So unintentionally, you just put a ceiling on your business, all right? And I know that sounds a little dramatic, but just hear me out. The thing about most gyms and how they're structured is they got one membership, one price. Everyone gets the same amount of access to everything. And on the surface, that feels like really simple, really fair, and it feels like the right thing to do. But here's what it actually does. It creates a situation for the business where your income is completely tied to how many people you have. So if you got 100 students and they're all paying $150 a month, then, and there's no discounts, by the way, you're making $15,000. And for a lot of people, that feels pretty good until you realize that's also your limit, because the only way to grow is to add more students. So now your entire business is focused on more leads, more trials, more signups, and that creates a ton of pressure on you and the staff to make that happen, because you're constantly chasing growth. So instead, what if you built something that grows on its own? So I want to shift your perspective on this. All right, what if you didn't need more students? What if the same 100 people could generate specifically, significantly more revenue? And it's not by charging more, it's just by changing the structure. So here's what a lot of schools are missing, is they didn't create a path for the individual. They just created one path, which is everyone comes in, everyone signs up, everyone stays at the same level for years. But the problem is your students aren't all the same. You got people who train twice a week, people who train every day. You got people who want more coaching and more feedback. There are people who want faster progress. And right now, all of them are funneled into one price point, and they're all treated the same price, same access, same structure. And this is where a lot of opportunity is being missed. Because in every other industry, guys, there are levels. All right? Just think about this. Airlines, you have economy, business class, first class. Gyms, you have open access, you have personal training, you have group training, small group training. Restaurants don't have one price point. They have different experiences based upon different price points. But in jiu-jitsu, for whatever reason, we have this one-size-fits-all model. So what ends up happening? Your most committed students, the ones who want more, they don't have anywhere to go, and they have nowhere to get more, so the business stays flat. Now imagine this instead. You have your base membership, what you're already doing. That doesn't go away. Now you just add a second tier, more coaching, more attention, maybe some semi-privates each week. And then a third level, which is even more structure, more accountability, more coaching, maybe even more semi-privates. But now each member has their own option. You're not forcing anybody into any one of these buckets. They're telling you what they want, and you are just guiding them. So now The more serious students, they move up. The ones who want to come twice a week, they stay down. So you're not forcing anybody to do anything, but your revenue increased because you gave them more options. And that's all this is more options without having to grow the head count. So this isn't about charging more for the same thing. This is about giving people a better experience and allowing them to invest more in their own progress. Because your best students want to get better faster. All right? They don't want to get stagnant. They're searching. They're going for the instructionals. They're going to seminars. They're doing things outside your business because you haven't given them that direction. They want more feedback. They want more progress. So if we're not giving them that, they're either going to search elsewhere or they're going to end up plateauing, burning out, or leaving. So when a gym owner says to me, I'm worried people will leave if I change my pricing, I didn't tell you to change your pricing. What I'm telling you is give them more options. So what I would say to that is, what happens if you don't give them more options? All right? Staying the same is what actually creates the long-term problems. So if we can zoom out for a second, I'm not talking about, everyone hears pricing. I'm talking about you as a leader and this is a leadership conversation. Because your job as a gym owner is not to run classes. It's to create paths for beginners to get better, paths for intermediate students to improve, paths for your advanced students to refine. And then everything, if you're not doing this, everything starts to feel flat, and then you feel stuck, and you lose people quicker, and then your revenue's capped, and you're just constantly chasing more memberships. So if you feel like you're working hard, but you're not really moving forward, I want you to look at your structure, not your marketing, not your ads, not your social media, the structure, because most of the time, this is where the real issue is, all right? And here's the big takeaway. If everyone in your gym is paying the same, you've limited your growth and theirs. Because once you create levels, you create paths for them to take. So it's not one size fits all. Some people want to pay you more so they can go extremely deep, and they'll pay for that. Other people's just want the twice a week and they're good. So by giving them these different paths that they get to choose, not only does your revenue grow, but your retention gets better and your business starts to feel like it has more momentum because you're not working harder. You just built a better business. All right, guys? So if this resonates with you, please like, comment, and share. And go to rollingforrevenue.com. Get the Rolling for Revenue book. We go deeper into tiered pricing and everything else. But until then, guys, keep changing lives, and I'll see you on the mats.